Welcome to the Slowdown, a space to pause, breathe, and come back to yourself. I'm Catherine, a yoga teacher and embodiment guide, and together we'll explore what it looks like to live with intention through reflection and somatic practices. This podcast is for you if you are moving through change, overwhelm, or you're just looking for a more mindful, embodied way of being in our world today. So grab a warm drink, get comfy, and let's settle in together. Hey, how are we? Why don't we start off today doing a little wiggle or just a little shake? Just moving whatever needs to be moved, maybe taking a deep breath in and sigh it out. Just letting ourselves land here and now. How was your last week? Did anyone else listen to a lot of Bad Bunny? Because I sure did. This past week was really full for me. There were a lot of good things, and also my body was carrying more anxiety than usual. I wanted to share this because it feels like a real life example of the mind-body connection in action. I'm deep in a season of creating right now, and for the past couple of weeks, my somatic restorative class has been coming to life, which has been so cool. And then some of my other offerings are getting close to coming to life too. I've got a Somatics 101 workshop at the end of March, and I'm also getting ready to offer one-on-one embodiment sessions and embodiment coaching. And so with that come a mix of emotions, excitement, nervousness, a little imposter syndrome sneaking in. It's always fun. Even when my mind understood what was happening and I could tell myself, this is growth, it makes sense to feel this way, I'm safe, my body was still responding. Tightness in my chest, a bit of restlessness, that buzzing energy of anxiety. This is where the mind-body connection becomes so clear. The mind and body aren't separate systems. They're in constant conversation. Our thoughts, emotions, memories, and expectations all shape how the body responds. And at the same time, the body is always giving us information back through sensation. It could be tension, fatigue, or ease. We live in a culture that tends to prioritize the mind, thinking it through, analyzing, fixing, pushing forward. And often we're taught to override or ignore the body, especially when it feels inconvenient or uncomfortable. Add to that all the messaging about how our bodies should look or function, and it's no wonder so many of us feel disconnected from them. For a long time, I did too. And I am still on that journey. It wasn't until my miscarriage in 2021 that I really began to notice how much my body was holding. Not just physically, but emotionally and energetically too. That experience became an invitation to listen differently, to stop zoning out and ignoring the body, and instead start to wonder what this is trying to tell me. This week, meeting my anxiety didn't look like fixing it or trying to make it go away. It looked like slowing down enough to meet it. letting my breath deepen, offering myself reassurance, not just through words, but through presence and letting my energy move. That's the practice of the mind-body connection. Learning to listen, respond, and build trust over time. I've come to understand what anxiety feels like in my body. For me, it usually lives in my chest and solar plexus. It feels buzzy, tight, like energy that wants to move. Now that I can identify it, the first thing I do is name it for myself and my partner. Once it's named, I have options. And we both know what's going on, and we both can respond with more care. Maybe that looks like taking some alone time that evening. Maybe it looks like talking and getting things off my chest. Either way, awareness is what creates choice. What helped me move that anxious energy the most this week wasn't overthinking it. It was meeting it through the body. It was big grounding breaths, hanging out on the floor, playing with my dog, and listening to music and dancing it out. None of this was about getting rid of the anxiety in particular. It was about listening, responding, and allowing the energy to move in its own time. That's the power of a lived mind-body connection. When the body speaks, we start to know how to meet it. So, let's get into our somatic practice for this week, which is about the first step in building this mind-body connection, starting to notice sensations. If at any point the sensations become overwhelming, feel your feet on the floor and find some resourcing. Know that you can also stop this at any time. So start by finding a position that feels supportive for your body right now. You might be seated or standing. There is no wrong way. Let your feet connect with the floor. Notice the steadiness beneath you. Let's take a breath in through the nose, filling the belly, and a breath out. Another inhale. And exhale, maybe even sighing it out. Start to bring your attention to one place where your body is being supported. It might be your feet, your body resting on the chair, or your back against something solid. Stay with this point of contact for a few breaths. Letting your attention fully land here. Noticing the breath. There's nothing to change or control. Just notice where you feel it. Maybe coming in through the nostrils. And as you breathe, start to notice any sensations that you can feel. Not thoughts or stories about what they mean, just what's physically present right now. You might notice some pressure, warmth, maybe tightness, or maybe a sense of openness and ease. Whatever is here is welcome. If your mind drifts, which it likely will, bring your attention back to that sensation. Each time you return, you are building this mind-body connection. Start to breathe into that sensation that you can feel, almost as if you are giving it a little more room. Maybe you want to place a hand on that spot, maybe giving it a little massage or just holding. Take a moment and ask yourself, what does this spot need right now? Maybe you just intuitively start to breathe a little deeper. You might notice a different sensation or an image. Maybe a feeling comes up or an impulse to move in a certain way. You don't need to force an answer here. Take a slow breath in and a longer breath out. Feel free to stay with this sensation for as long as feels good for you. And when you're ready, gently bring your awareness back, carrying this sense of listening with you. A strong mind-body connection isn't built by thinking more, but by noticing. As you move through the week ahead, I invite you to notice when your body is speaking before your mind has words. See what happens when you respond with curiosity instead of urgency. You don't need to fix or get rid of what you're feeling. Awareness creates choice, and choice leads to care. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this episode supported you in any way, I'd love for you to like, comment, and share it with someone who might need it too. You can connect with me on Instagram at embodiedjourney_, where I share reflections, practices, and gentle reminders to live with more intention. You can find links to my website and ways to connect in the show notes. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep coming back to what feels supportive for you. I'm so glad you're here.